All right, you guys, so here we are. Let me just hide this for us. Okay, so today what you'll be doing, this is Monday. You are going to finish this lab right up on mitosis. So this is the lab that you did. You should have an experimental hypothesis, which we went over on Friday. And so looking at this right here, I wanted to quickly go through the data portion of this, make sure that you guys are set on it and make sure you know how exactly to do this. So to walk you guys through this, let's pretend that you have your data here. Let me just kind of fill this thing out. And so let's say that your data right here, let's say you had out of a total of 400 cells, let's say that 200 came from here. I'm just going to make this kind of easy just for my math sake. Let's say that this was, and you guys, this is by no means an accurate number. Let's say this one was 80. That's 280. Let's say that this one was 50. Let's say that this one was 40. Sorry. So we have 280 plus 50. That's going to be 330. Okay. And let's say we have 10. I'm just going to change this value. 280. It's 280, 290, 330. Okay. My math's correct. That's what we got here. Here, let's just easy. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so there we go. We got our 400. So we have our data here. And so then what you have to do is you have to calculate the percentage of total cells. And how you'll do this, and I'm just going to show the equation here. You would take your 200, which is from this value right here from interface. I would then divide that by our total, which is 400. Whatever that equals, which we know it's going to be 0.50 because it's half of it. I would then want to multiply that by 100, okay, which then would equals 50%. Okay? And so my value that I would put there is 50%. So you would do that for every single box here, looking at those other stages. How you then convert this to time is using this value down here. Now what this is, it's 1,440. This is based on science evidence. They've kind of looked at this and they've decided that the average time that an onion cell will spend in mitosis is 24 hours. And so we're going to convert that to minutes, making that 1,440. So what we have to do is we have to figure out, well, what is 50% of that value? And so to do that, you would just take 1,440, you would multiply that by the decimal form of your percentage, so 0.50. Whatever that equals would be your answer. And so in this case, let's see, it's going to be 720. So 720 minutes, don't forget your units of measure, would be the amount of time that is spent in that stage. Okay, so you do that for each one. Then when you are done, make sure it all adds up to 1,440 because it should. All right. So this gets to the next portion of this lab write up. So you can either type this up and share it with me like we've always done, or you can write this on a piece of paper. But you'll have 3 questions that you need to answer. This needs to be 3 paragraphs long like we've always done. Okay, this is not new for you guys. So what questions were you trying to answer and why? Well, guess what? It's right up here. How long do cells spend in each phase of the cell cycle? And then give me some background information in that paragraph. Again, the rubric is just up here on my desk, by my desk, in the on that little table there by the door. The next one, what did you do during the investigation? Why did you conduct your investigation in this way? So procedure, step by step. How did you use the microscope? What did you look for to determine whether if it's in interphase, prophase, metaphase, etc.? Okay, so be specific there of how you did this. The next thing I want you to include in this paragraph is how are you going to analyze this data? What did you do? Well, first we calculated the percentage of total cells, then we use that to determine the time is spent in each stage. How are you going to graph this out? Because when you do your argument, what is your argument? This is where you'll do your claim evidence reasoning based on what you discovered. Which phase did take the longest time, or which phase took the least amount of time? And need to have science evidence to back that up and reason that out. Now, you guys, what I'm starting to see, and I want to specify this right now, in your reasoning is not simply, my data shows that my claim is correct, or this shows that interphase spends the most time in cell division, or whatever. Okay, that is not what I'm looking for. You could include that, how your evidence supports your claim in that way, but use science context. Why is it? How does that make sense? How does the evidence that you gathered make sense scientifically? And so go into that a little bit, using what we know about cell division and mitosis. Why is it that whatever phase it was that took the longest? I don't want to ruin the surprise for you, but why is it that one would take the longest? What's happening in that phase that takes so long? Okay, and so when you're getting that data, make sure that that's what you're doing there. Another key thing that I forgot to remind you, make sure that your data is not just your own, but 3 other groups. Okay, and each group should have done about 100 to 150 cells, so you should have a total of at least 300 cells total. Okay, so make sure you're getting other groups' data to add to your own. Okay, so you guys get that lab write-up done, those 3 paragraphs. You should have a graph for this. Okay, now you guys, this one's kind of interesting. You could do a pie graph for this, doing time spent in each phase, making the pie be the complete 100% or the complete 1,440 minutes. And so then showing each section of the time. Okay, so you could do a bar graph, you could do a pie chart, whatever you guys need to do, but you need to have at least one graph included in your lab write-up and also the data table to refer to, okay, in your argument. So make sure you get that done. Also, just a reminder, when you're doing your lab, you need to also turn in this thing right here, and it looks kind of blurry and messy right here, but you should have drawn a picture for every single step of mitosis and written the key events that are occurring in each stage. Okay, so make sure you turn both of those in today in the black slots over here by the window. If you don't get it done today, it is homework and it will be due when I get back on Thursday. Okay, all right, so with that, I think you guys are set and ready to go for today, and there will be another video tomorrow getting you guys started on the next thing. So you guys, please do not waste time, work hard, be good for the sub, and you guys know the policy. If we're not working hard, then I'm gonna kick your butt when I get back. Anyways, okay, talk to you guys later.